I'm Donna Bush here with your CIG TV News Brief on this Thursday. The Cayman Islands Tsunami Hazard Assessment has been produced by the U.S. National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. Now, Dr. Diego Arcas, tsunami modeler with NOAA, the NOAA Center for Tsunami Research, recently presented the results of a study that they conducted to investigate the risk of the hazard of tsunamis to the Cayman Islands.
The study that we have conducted is part of a bigger program to make communities tsunami ready, which means that we are conducting this investigation so that evacuation maps against the risk of tsunamis can be designed and shared with the community. The reason we're doing that and that program is in place is because there's an actual risk pretty much anywhere in the Caribbean that a tsunami could hit. The Caymans are actually not one of the locations more exposed to tsunamis as other parts of the Caribbean, but there's the risk of a very near field event, and that's a very real risk here in the Caymans, and that type of event would definitely affect the island.
Dr. Diego says tsunamis don't happen that often, but he explained that many people have not lived through a tsunami, so it's crucial to be ready and prepared. Krista von Hildebrand Andrade, manager of the Caribbean office of NOAA's International Tsunami Information Center, joined Dr. Diego in presenting the model to Cayman Islands officials.
The Caribbean office of the International Tsunami Information Center of NOAA, we support the 48 member states and countries of the Tsunami and Other Coastal Hazards Warning System for the Caribbean and adjacent region. And so there's 5 different areas that we focus on. One is to ensure that the countries and the territories understand the products that the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center issues when there are large earthquakes and when there is a tsunami threat. So, who's going to receive them? How would you respond to them? So we support that whole standard operating procedures for responding to an event. And also because the tsunami guidance is coming originally from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, for them, and they're located in Hawaii, for them to be able to provide the products which will be useful for the countries then to issue their corresponding alerts or information messages, they need the seismic and the sea level data. So the seismic data and sea level data from stations here in Cayman are actually going to Hawaii.
The NOAA office is responsible for education and outreach programs, giving support to the largest tsunami exercise on Earth held annually in March, and putting in place tsunami-ready initiatives. The NOAA tsunami model used 39 potential earthquake scenarios, which are regarded as having the greatest likelihood of producing a significant tsunami impact on the Cayman Islands. It was found that of all the scenarios, the most significant threat for the Cayman Islands related to an earthquake occurring directly south of our area, along the transfer plate boundary line, rather.
USAID and NOAA have been very, very graciously assisting us over the last, for a long time, but in particular the last 6 months with the tsunami modeling. I think we all saw in 2020, and a lot of people remember back in 2020, when we had the earthquake on, I think it was the 24th of January, and we had several aftershocks. A lot of work has been done since then in both schools and service clubs and government departments to make sure that if we do have a tsunami, we need to make sure we know exactly what we're doing. So, of course, a lot of work's gone into the continuity of operations plans and so forth. But again, NOAA and USAID have been really helpful in letting us understand what our risk is. How do we prepare for something if we don't know what the risk is? So this has been really incredibly helpful, and we're very, very grateful to both organisations because, of course, without them we wouldn't have the risk, we wouldn't know what the risk factor was.
We will, of course, bring you more details on the study results when they are released. Police Commissioner Mr. Derek Byrne has spent 7 years leading the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. As he readies to leave the Cayman Islands, he gave members of the media the opportunity to hear from him about the work officers are doing in an exclusive interview.
The fact that we've maintained crime at relatively safe levels, like you'd prefer if you had no crime. I'm sure that's the objective. For the whole lot of us, the fact is that crime is mostly societal. It relates to a whole lot of things, people in different places at different times doing different things for different reasons, and that's the way society works. And then the police are left to deal with the issue. The success rate the police have had whether it's been murders or serious sexual assaults. I mean, they're there for you to examine in the court records. You don't have to go to the police records. And the sentences that have been handed down for murders, firearms, drugs, serious sexual assaults, that's happened, you know, before I came, during my tenure, and I'm sure will continue on. But what it indicates is the capacity of the service to deal with this type of issue. While we don't always get it right, that's the same, I think, most. It's very hard to say everything we do is absolutely correct. I don't think I'm going to say that. We certainly strive to do what we can and do it as excellently as we can. But we've really had some very good results down to the men and women of the RCIPS over, certainly during my tenure, some of the results I've been really proud of.
We invite you to join us on Newsbrief Friday when we hear more from Commissioner Byrne as he speaks about the other police and partners they work with and the rationale behind limited resources. Turning now to our forecast, tonight we can expect partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and thunder. Seas will be smooth with wave heights of less than 2 feet. Over the next 2 days, we can expect a decrease in cloudiness and showers from Friday morning as surface trough weakens. Now, light winds and slight seas will continue through to Sunday morning due to a weak pressure gradient across the Caribbean region. Don't forget, you can find the latest on local weather conditions online at weather.gov.ky or check out the Weather Service's Facebook page. If you're watching us on YouTube, remember to like, share, and subscribe for all key government updates. And that ends today's news brief here on CIG Television. I'm Donna Bush. Have a wonderful night, everyone.